the Brown Boys, the Brown Boys, the Brown Boys, we the Brown Boys, the Brown Boys, we the Brown Boys. So we're gonna go over this video. I'm gonna go outside, but I want to go over this part of this video that everybody's talking about because this guy went on a rant for 6 hours because he in his little feelings because his coach said that he wasn't a leader. Yeah, his coach said he wasn't a leader. And so by his coach saying he wasn't a leader, that sparked him to go with the filibuster. That sparked him to go with all these narratives. It's starting to pull narratives. I know what I can do. Let's change the subject and make it about Kwame having a gaffe in an interview from 5 years ago. And let's make it to where Kwame's a liar, all because Anton Jameson said, I ruined the Washington Wizards. All because Eton Thomas said, I ruined the Washington Wizards. What did Kwame do? Kwame just went over a video. Let's just see. Fun fact, every time Gilbert Arenas says something that goes viral or he gets in trouble, Kwame does a reaction along with many others. And for some reason, Gilbert Arenas is only concerned and only perturbed about what I say. That's kind of strange. He goes to jail. Everybody talk about him going to jail. He's only mad that I laugh. The guy who he called his mother a prostitute, the guy that he talked about his children, all that. I laughed that he went to jail and I'm supposed to not laugh? I'm confused. I don't care what happens to Gilbert Arenas. I'm not going to not laugh when you talk like that about my family. That's stupid. So that's that. What else? This just coming up. It wasn't no beef with Gil. Your teammate, it's never happened before. Never. Phil Jackson just came out and spoke about what MJ said. I'm going to go over that video. When a coach that's directly close to players come out and talk about players, people are going to react to that. That's somebody that know that person, connected to that person. Isn't that the same reason why Gilbert Arenas keeps going on Vlad TV and talking about me? Wasn't he saying that we're teammates, so that's why he talk about me? That don't make no sense. So, again, we're going to go over this video because I don't know what the whole hoopla is about. I don't get it. So let's see what this hoopla is about. Yeah, I'm supposed to care about a dude going to jail that talked about my mother and my children. I can give a rat's you know what, and I'm not ashamed. I'm not you, and you're not me. So any person out there that say you don't wish that on nobody, I don't agree with you. I don't care. I didn't wish it on him. I didn't say, please God, I hope Gilbert Arenas go to jail. It was more like, oh, this was a gift. This is a dumb son of a, just like I said. It was more like that. It wasn't me wishing anything. See, I think a little bit more logical than y'all. Y'all call me crazy, but it's kind of logical the way that I think. I don't care. So let's get to this bombshell breaking news that Gilbert just caught me lying. Oh my God, I just lie so much. All right. We in the playoffs. We playing the Miami Heat. None of them chicks. So I used to sleep with each other, side chicks or the main chick. They don't give a fuck. None of them chicks. So I see it in them. So this nigga, we in the playoffs, right? He talked about this on the podcast, right? We in the playoffs. We playing the Miami Heat. I'm dunking on these motherfuckers. I'm killing. I'm having a breakout year. I went down. So this is his bombshell. Because he hear a gaffe that we're in the playoffs, we're playing Miami Heat. But then I segue into I'm having a breakout year. So I have a breakout year against the Miami Heat. How many times I've said I didn't play against the Miami Heat? Everybody should have known that, hey, this was just a gaffe. This was just him getting in front of himself, because there's like 6 other videos on my channel of me explaining this same story of me saying they called me to come to the playoffs. Me and Eton Thomas, they called me to come play in the playoffs. They came to my house to get me to play in the playoffs. So everyone is aware that I didn't play in the playoffs. So this right here shouldn't have even shocked nobody. They should have been like, oh, no. He just ran he just got in front of himself. And if you just heard what he said He had a breakout year. No one talks like that. No one says, "Hey, I had a great." You say you have a great playoff series against the Miami Heat. I said, "We in the playoffs. We playing the Miami Heat, which is a fact." Because I should have stayed with the story, but obviously I'm smoking hookah and drinking alcohol right here. You know, he give me credit for being this drunk, but now he's going to get and say, because I said this, I'm lying about everything else. So I said I had a breakout year. No, let's keep going. And then we're going to show video of me saying I didn't play in the playoffs. Playing the Miami Heat. I'm dunking on these motherfuckers. Killing. I'm having a breakout year. I went down to Sarasota, Florida. I'm working out with Robert Parrish. Now, when I'm talking about working out with Robert Parrish and having a breakout year, am I talking about playing the Miami Heat as well? If I'm segueing into a story about me working out with Robert Parrish and Clifford Ray to prepare for the season, because I said the Miami Heat, and now I'm talking about the process, the entire season. Now, was I talking about playing for the Miami Heat or playing against the Miami Heat then? It's documented that I didn't play against the Miami Heat. Everyone knows I didn't play against the Miami Heat. When I said I was dunking, I dunked on Nocioni twice. I dunked on Nocioni when he played for the Chicago Bulls when I was in the Wizards uniform, and I dunked on Nocioni when I played for the Los Angeles Lakers, and Kobe threw me a pass, and I dunked on him as a Laker. So those were 2 times that I was talking about. That does not make me a liar, but we'll get into that. Let's keep going. Who is the other guy? Goddamn, Clifford Ray. That's my dude. Shout out to Clifford Ray, Robert Parrish. I'm working out with them down there. And for the first time in the summertime, I wasn't injured. I was injured a lot. You know, Doug, he a slave breaker. So he got Jihadi White fouling the shit out of me. He just doing dumb shit, bringing in these crazy, rough, tough niggas to just elbow me and foul me. And he making me lift all these guys weight. So I blow up to 255. Then he say, oh, no, that's too big. Then I got to lose 30 pounds before I play. So as much as they talk about, Now, Gilbert Arenas alleges that I am 30 pounds overweight when I go into training camp. Now, the last time I checked, Gilbert Arenas went to training camp in Oakland, California in 2001, and I went to training camp in Washington, D.C. for the Washington Wizards. Matter of fact, we had to move our training camp because when I got there, bam, they hit the plane in the building. Yeah. So I'm not sure who's reporting to a second round pick player. This is what happens when so many people feed you information. You go to talking like you were there for firsthand information, and anybody with a brain can see that this guy is just gossiping and saying things that somebody told him. In 2001, Gilbert Arenas got drafted second round to the Golden State. So you're telling me the Washington Wizards is calling up an NBA player that multiple teams passed on because of his behavior and what he said at draft camp? They passed on him for his behavior. And then they thought so much of him that they'll call him up and let him know my weight during training camp. How does Gilbert Arenas seem to know so much about Kwame Brown? That doesn't even make any sense. And thank you to my new subscribers, because you only can be in here if you're a subscriber. But that just doesn't even make any sense. Man, you told this story. You told this story without a stutter. Gil Cap for real. Yeah. Like, I don't understand this. This makes absolutely no sense. He has people go find a video where I make a gaffe this one time, because there's several other videos on my page that I told this story. And no time did I represent that I played against Miami Heat. Every time I said they called me back. Even the interview with Eton Thomas just the other day that Gilbert won't touch on. He talks about everything else for 6 hours. And Gil, this is where you tore yourself up at. I know you thought this was a smart interview. All this does is show more of the same pattern, Gil. You go viral for going to jail, you respond to one person. You do something stupid, or you get caught up in the gambling thing, people say your name again, you respond to one person. I review a video of Eton Thomas and your coach and your other leader on the team saying something about you, you respond to one person. Every single time you respond to one person. It's a sad thing, boy. You keep responding to me. Gil, you're speaking about things you know nothing about. How would you know my weight going into training camp? You need to learn to stop gossiping about men. You're on video saying you ran over to have sex with a girl to talk about me. So we know that you're a little bit obsessed and you tender. And I'm not going to show everything that I know about you yet because I'm going to wait and probably do it on a Twitch. We're going to have a hell of a Twitch screen one of these days. And we're going to do it about Gilbert Arenas. And I'm going to show you who really Gilbert Arenas is. The text messages and the things that I have of Gilbert Arenas. I told you not to do this video, but you didn't listen. You got to learn the hard way because you think you're smart. You think I'm going to say something about it right now. No, my friend. I'm going to play with my food. Hey, Gil, you know, your mama would slap you and tell you not to pick over your food. I'm just playing with my food, just throwing some on the floor, picking with my peas. I know the play that you're gonna do before you do it. You hoping that I show that on the internet because you know I got what I got, and I know what I know. You know I know you tender, so you know what I got. You hoping that I show it on my platform so you can do a 2-for-1. You're gonna flag me and then lose your deal with Underdog because they probably gonna drop you unless you give them 70% this time. Lose your deal with Underdog and then accuse me of being the reason why you lose your deal, huh? Is that your plan, Gilly Poo? Hey, Gil, that's not gonna work, homie. I hope you got it all out. I'm just responding to this video that you talk about calling me a liar. But I'm not at fault. I'm not at fault for your teammates saying that you're not a leader. But if you think you're trying to run me into a lawsuit because Skip done took over the basement and you know these text messages and shit that I got, if I show them, you'll probably say, you're the reason why I lost my deal. And then I fight with you in litigation. Gil, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction at all. I'm not giving you that. So whatever you're saying, this is my video. So I'm responding to my video. I don't care what Gilbert Arenas said. But the one thing I do know, Gilbert Arenas got drafted to Oakland. I got drafted to Washington. He was not watching no scale to see my weight going into the Washington Wizards training camp. That's just stupid.